I've got something really special today, something that might be an epiphany for you. Why do people struggle, and why are they not getting out of it? I'm going to tell you why. You may not have heard this before. I think you're going to love it, because if you get this and it really resonates with you, we can start working on changing it today. What would you like to change? You can end suffering, you can end struggle. Let's get started right now. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. Oops, don't have my book with me. Did you read Breakthrough Fear? Because it could give you an epiphany, but I'm going to give you one today. Hopefully this will really resonate with you and could shift your thinking, because every time you change your thinking, especially if you go to higher frequency, that's more positive thought, your whole reality shifts. You now shifted to a different path. And everything around you changes. You see, we're the drop of water in the ocean. So we count, and we are the ocean. So everything you do affects absolutely everything around you, and it changes according to what you choose. We have free will. So first of all, I hope you'll subscribe to my very positive channel, because we have choice. We always have choice, no matter what your situation out there. You get to choose your thought and actions. I'm going to talk today about why we go into those negative spaces. Where is that coming from, and what is the solution to changing that? So if you're ready for this, let's get started. I'm going to ask you a question. Is there anything that you struggle with? There's a good chance there's something in your life that is a consistent pattern. Now, I shot a video about this. If there's a pattern in your life that's negative, it's not that. It's this. Because you have to be creating and interacting with certain situations a specific way to continually have the same results show up. It could be money, it could be relationships, it could be health, it could be anything. You're going to see a pattern in your life, and you have to realize that somehow your reaction or thoughts or beliefs or whatever you're doing within that situation that continually shows up is the same response, which gives you the same results. How do we change that? Well, I'm going to tell you why that happens in the first place. Yes, it is your choice. And yes, it is programming and all this other stuff. But here's what you don't think about most of the time when you go to change it. You were never taught. You were never taught to value yourself, or to value your body and, treat it in a more healthy manner. Or you were never taught to respect others or respect yourself. You were never taught to be wealthy. You were never taught that you deserve a healthy relationship. You were never taught how to be that person. So we go out and we say, okay, I have these thoughts and whatever. You don't know how to be in a healthy relationship. You don't know how to be wealthy, because you've never experienced it or been told how to think like a wealthy person, or a person who would never put up with abuse in a relationship. You don't even know. So you don't even know what it is to be that, to try and shift into it. You have no training. So how can you go after something when you have no clue how to get there? Because you don't know how a wealthy person thinks or behaves. And here's the other thing, is that even the Bible says, ask and it is given. Basically, know it is done. That is a big statement in the Bible. Know it is done. The ask is not something separate from you. The ask is whatever you're thinking and feeling and believing. That's the ask, and it's given. So a lot of people think, okay, I'm going to believe this and continue to act and behave in a certain way that has not worked for me. And I'm going to ask for this over here. And so I ask for this, but the ask is actually still here. Until you know it is done, so you now think and behave like the happy, wealthy person, healthy person, whatever it is. That's the ask. Know it is done places you in a position of now being that. But most people, they're still here. They've never learned, how do I think like a wealthy person? How do wealthy people think? They don't have doubts about it. They don't let troubling times or crises, financial crises, stop them. They know how to pull back out of it because they know, oh, well, I can do this again. No matter what happens, they don't question their ability to go back into wealth. Have you ever noticed that? Listen, I'm a former investment banker. I've worked with a lot of wealthy people, including billionaires. And most of them have gone through some very troubling financial times, and they always pull out of it because they know that's just part of the journey, but they're still thinking like a wealthy person. So they go back into that space, and they use that information, those challenges, to become better, right? They improve the company. They change the platform. Whatever it is they do. But you may not have been taught that. So how do I think like a confident, happy, motivated person if I've never been taught that? So if you come from a home where you were taught that and you're not that, well, then we've got something else going on. You've got to ask yourself why you would choose something different that isn't healthy over that. We all choose our challenges, and not everybody can know what yours is. So my question to you is, what are you struggling with that you'd like to change? Here is a solution for you. It isn't to ask for the other thing over here. You have to become it. So now I have to become that. It is asking is given. Means the ask is I'm asking through my actions and my beliefs and thoughts. That's what manifests. If you're not believing it here and you want something, it will always be something out here. My ask is that I don't have it and it's out here. Okay. And so it never comes to you. Never fully. You might get hints of it. So how do we become that? We have to study. Yeah, we have to become that. And if you guys seen this, I actually take you through how to shift those thoughts. Where'd they come from? Where's the program? And we deprogram. You have to deprogram. I call it the great deprogramming is happening right now because people are questioning their beliefs and actions that we have had for centuries. And they've been passed down, and we're questioning why we continue to behave a certain way. It doesn't even make sense. And we're changing it. We want things so badly the other way that we're starting to behave and act the other way. So now we are becoming, we're asking through our actions and beliefs, and also we know that we must know it is done. How's it done? Because we create it. We have to create it. We can't, again, look over here and expect something to attract to me. No, you have to shift into it and become it. I have to be that. I have to know it is done, which means, so if it's done, then how do I act? Well, I have to prepare for this because it's done. It's just a matter of time because we have, timelines here. This is how we learn and experience things on planet Earth. So I know that's here. It's a probability that I just shifted into. So I have to prepare for it. Maybe I have to get skills. Maybe I have to study with somebody who already has achieved those goals. And how do they think? What are their actions? And most people, and I'm a trainer, you guys have seen this. I'm a dream team coach for a multi-million-dollar company. I do some coaching over there. And so I hear this over and over again. People just continually question themselves. They're not actually doing some of the things that we teach that could shift their mindset completely. So they want to be entrepreneurs, wealthy entrepreneurs, or at least successful ones, right? Making some money, doing something that you love. But they don't shift their mindset. They're still acting like the person that questions themselves. So it's absolutely impossible for them to achieve the kind of success that they want until they let that go and start thinking like an entrepreneur would, a real one that's going to achieve their goals. And that is, well, I'm going to hit some, roadblocks, some bumps in the road. I know that. That's called learning, not failure. How do you achieve your goals? What is it you want to do? And are you hanging around with the like attracts like? It doesn't attract like. You're just hanging with what you are. You don't attract it. It's not coming to you. It's there in the room with you because you're that frequency. It's already there. You know, if somebody has a high frequency, they're not going to come into your room. You don't attract them because they're not in tune to your frequency. So, do you want to shift? You got to shift that frequency. And so you want to go into the room where the wealthy person, the healthy person, the secure person, the motivated person, what are they? Where are they? We have to go into that room. I now have to behave and think like that person. Let's study that. Let's find those people. Let's find those teachers and coaches. And I'm one of them. You guys want to come over, I've got some free stuff for you. Master classes, those of you in my list. I've got all kinds of stuff that's come out for you that you can easily afford, and it will shift your mind. One is called Mindset Mastery for less than $30. And we deprogram. We look at why you're thinking this way, because this will not change until the thinking changes. And then I am that. It is done. And then you are now in that room with the frequency of the other like frequencies who are achieving those goals. And that's all you have to do. But you can't want it out here and ask. It is given. Oh, okay. No. The ask is your frequency and your beliefs. You have to shift that, and that's the work. So we want somebody else to do the work for us. I'm going to continually question myself and act and think this way, but, I'm going to ask for that, and somebody's just going to give it to me. Hello, McFly, not going to happen, right? No. Does this make sense? I hope this was an epiphany for you. So if you're in a situation, say, okay, if I want to achieve this, I have to study that. I have to learn how to be that person, because I need to learn what it feels like and how that person thinks. That's different from what I'm doing and thinking. And so the more I study it, the more I can shift into that behavior and emulate it and become that. Now I am going toward, my motion is toward that, into that frequency, into those behavior patterns. And it's pretty cool, and you can do this. You can get started today. Come on over. I have Mindset Mastery, like I said, $29.95. I do a live coaching with you, and I give you an assignment. We start with the deprogramming, and you spend 30 days at a time going into this deprogramming and understanding your present thoughts and behaviors first. Because if you don't recognize them, you don't know what you're doing to switch into something else. So when you recognize them, when we switch you into the new thinking, the new behaviors, you can catch yourself when you go back into that, because you've already identified them. So we identify it. And it's a lot of fun. But what it does, it makes you conscious. It takes you into consciousness. All of a sudden you're aware of how you're behaving, and you got to catch yourself and say, ooh, there's a pattern. There's a pattern. You go out with friends and you see patterns. Some of them are, not, very positive. You see them almost self-sabotage themselves. And you say, okay, that's a pattern. And so one of my friends, we were talking about somebody who did something, let's just say illegal. Well, actually, he's not a friend of mine, it's an acquaintance. I found out some things that were very shocking. She said it's a character flaw. Because if you go and you hang with that and you expect it to change, for you, it won't. They're not the problem. I'm the problem for wanting that to change. If this person has a character flaw, I am certainly going to know that there's a very good chance they're never going to change that behavior. But we do that all the time. We want other people in other situations to change for us. We're the ones that have to change. And allow that to be what it is, without judgment. I don't have to hang with that. I hope this was very helpful. Please subscribe and share my videos every moment. It's you have access to it. And I hope you buy my book, because it has been changing lives also. It may blow your mind. Most people have had to read it a few times, and I hope that it will help you. You can say it's channeled, but it's actually just, I call it a download. information that I get when I get out of the way. And if you get out of your own way, your negative thinking or your ego, you can access all kinds of information. It's available to everybody. It exists right now. It's not something mysterious. So again, come on over. These are free videos for online businesses. And if you come over there, I've got some real special stuff going on. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.